is not, first of all, I didn't call for the resignation of the IG, but I asked, where is he? The reason I asked, where is the IG, is because Article 249 of our Constitution, the Inspector General exercises independent command over the police service. The minister is only in charge of policy. So while CS Kindiki may be well-meaning and wants to inspire the officers, truthfully speaking, the head of operation, the person who has the operational command of what needs to happen, is the IG. CS Kindiki may be a brilliant man, but he knows nothing about policing. He doesn't even know how to handle a gun. Perhaps he cannot distinguish a bullet from a pencil. His job is purely policy. And what you see him doing, moving from one county and various disturbed zones to the other, is just part of his work in ensuring that they have properly resourced the officers on the ground, they are properly trained, they have been provided for whatever they need. But the person who is supposed to issue the command, lead the troops, is the Inspector General and his deputies. Therefore, I was very much concerned that I wasn't seeing him, and I'm happy because I think on Monday this week or yesterday I saw him finally in the North Rift, in Kerio Valley, because that's where he should be. And all these other parts, Lamu and Samburu, and all these places that are considered disturbed zones, being with his officers and appreciating what are the challenges, what are the issues, because when you speak to leaders from that region, they tell you that if you engage these officers, they tell you, some of them either for one reason or the other are not motivated or don't have the conviction that the exercise they are doing can succeed. Some of them are saying, I'm not here to risk my life. This problem has been there since 1960s. If those who are there never finished it, who am I? I'm not Jesus to come and die for you. Therefore, there are certain structural failures that needs to be addressed and cannot be addressed on policy basis alone. Needs to be addressed by the operational commander so that he gives certain instructions, and there's a way in which the police needs to operate different from what was being done. And therefore, that's what I was questioning the IG about, and I hope that he can be able to lead. In fact, between him and his two deputies, because he has two deputies, they need to be changing shifts every now and then, operating from that particular country until they secure that part of the country.
And finally, let's focus on the health sector. And I'm concerned, not really concerned, I'd just like to know if you would seek to exonerate the CS on her conduct in handling this current stalemate as well. You so far said all the cabinet secretaries in the sectors we've mentioned, they should not take blame directly.
Remember I said there are certain things perhaps Linturi needs to do better. There are certain things which I felt the CS for transport perhaps needs to address as well, and campaign hard about, speak on these issues.
When it comes to the health sector,
health sector, CS Nakuhmicha means well. The best of my knowledge has tried, but she can do better. How can she do better? I think in a moment of crisis such as this, her sole dedication needs to be resolving this crisis that is here. I don't think she should be seen anywhere else other than meeting from morning to evening until perhaps you resolve that particular stalemate with the doctors. Because much as what you're telling them is, what you're asking is impossible, I believe they are human beings. And there are certain things which if they were to engage, some may be beyond her, but with the support of the head of public service and her cabinet colleagues, because this is an issue that involves, of course, there are labor issues there. There are both issues that overlap because health is a devolved function. Therefore, there are issues like promotion and the rest, which I've seen as part of the list of demands from the doctors, which can only be done by the county governments. But, of course, she can lead in coordinating that particular exercise. Those that are cross-cutting across ministries, need to refer them to the head of public service so that perhaps you bring in officials from the more than one ministry that are supposed to address this. we need to see her. And the other thing which probably we need to engage and appreciate is, if you walk on the street and ask an ordinary Kenyan, why are doctors on strike? The average Kenyan might not necessarily be able to explain to you what the issues are.
Okay.
And that needs to come out for people to appreciate and know. So what exactly is a bone of contention, so that citizens can then judge and say between the ministry and the doctors who's on the right, who's on the wrong. So they